All right, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about something that's like a silent hero of our digital world. It's this unbreakable rule that basically stops all of our data from turning into complete and utter chaos. So let's jump right in. No, really. Just think about that for a second. When you're moving money around, what's the actual thing that prevents some random computer glitch from just, I don't know, doubling your money, or worse, making it vanish completely? Pretty wild when you stop and think about it, huh?
Well, the secret sauce is this really cool concept called ACID. It's a simple name for a set of super powerful principles that make sure all the transactions happening inside a database are totally reliable. It's what keeps the chaos at bay.
Now, ACID stands for atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Each one of these is a total powerhouse on its own, for sure. But today we are putting the spotlight squarely on the C, the absolute bedrock of making sure our data actually makes sense: consistency. So what is this rule enforcer, anyway? Let's start with the textbook definition, and then, I promise, we'll talk about it in a way that's much, much easier to picture. Okay, so officially, it's a guarantee that any transaction will bring the database from one valid state to another. Yeah, I know, sounds super technical, right? All it really means is that the data has to follow the rules before a change, and it still has to follow all the rules after the change is made. No exceptions. And I love this analogy because it just clicks. Picture your database as this exclusive club, right? Well, consistency is the tough-looking bouncer working the door. Every single transaction trying to get in has to be on the list. It has to follow the club's rules. And these rules could be anything, like an account balance can't go below 0, or you can't register a username that's already taken. If any transaction tries to break a rule, the bouncer just says nope and kicks it out. It's not getting in. Simple as that. All right, let's actually see this bouncer at work. And honestly, the best way to really get consistency is with the classic bank transfer example. It's something we all get. So here's the setup. Before we start, you can see my account has $100 and the Lemmings account has 50. The total amount of money between us is $150. The goal is to send them 20 bucks. So after, I'll have 80, they'll have 70, but, and this is the key, the total amount of money must still be $150. That's our big non-negotiable rule. So, on paper, this looks super simple, right? You start the transaction. Step 2, you take $20 out of my account. Step 3, you put that $20 into their account. And step 4, you commit or save the whole thing. Easy. But, and this is a big but, what happens if something goes wrong? Like a server crashes or the power goes out right after step 2? The money has left my account, but it hasn't landed in the Lemmings account yet. Boom, we're now in what's called an invalid state. My account has 80 bucks, the Lemmings still only have 50, and the total money in our little system is now only $130. Our most important rule has been completely shattered. That 20 bucks, it's just poof, gone into thin air. And this is where consistency swoops in to save the day. The bouncer sees this half-baked transaction that's breaking the rules and just says, no way, you're not getting in. The entire transaction is just thrown out. It's rolled back. So my account goes right back to having $100. It's like the transfer never even happened. The data is safe, it's still valid. And look, this whole idea isn't just for banks. Consistency is working behind the scenes in like a million things we do online every single day, making sure things make sense. You know, when you buy that last pair of sneakers online, consistency is what stops the website from selling that same pair to someone else a second later. Or when you book seat 14A on a plane, it's what makes sure that seat is yours and can't be double booked. It keeps inventory numbers accurate. It even makes sure that when you like something on social media, that like is actually attached to a real post, not one that got deleted a millisecond ago. It's always enforcing the rules of the game. So let's boil this all down. If you're going to remember one thing about consistency, what should it be? What's its ultimate job? It's this simple. Consistency is the promise that no matter what happens, a server crash, a network error, whatever, your data will always end up in a valid, logical state that you can trust. It's the ultimate guardian, making sure the numbers always add up and the rules are always, always followed. Which leaves us with a really interesting question to chew on. Our bouncer, our rule enforcer, can sometimes slow things down a little bit. And in a world that's obsessed with being faster and bigger, are there times when maybe, just maybe, we'd be willing to bend the rules a little for more speed? That's a deep question, and one we'll save for another day. Thanks so much for tuning in.